What made you choose your drag name?
Charlie I got was my nickname as a kid. I was obsessed with Charlie Chalk the Clown.
Okay, yeah.
And I thought clown now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I knew everyone knew me for it as well, so it was kind of easy. Rotten I got from my ex, which I don't like to admit. He used to listen to this fucking song all the time. It was Rot and Decay, so I was either going to do Charlie Decay or Charlie Rotten.
Okay.
And then I flipped a coin.
Is that a bit of a two-finger, or...?
No, I was with him at the time.
Okay, right. Okay.
Because I was black originally, Charlie Black.
Right.
And then, like, there's about a million queens with the surname Black, you know what I mean? So I wanted something a bit different. So Rotten or Decay I went for, so I picked Rotten in the end.
So have you got a name for all the different type of looks you do? Is this one of your 365-day ones?
I think it's quite just a bit more basic, like I'm wearing a mask. So I didn't really want to go like full on crazy. But it's mainly cable ties, so I'm hoping the cable ties do the work and I don't really have to do everything.
What would you say one of your most craziest looks are?
Probably the one I'm pulling out the bag today.
The cable ties?
Yeah. Anything kind of plastic related. Trying to make plastic sit right is a nightmare on fabric anyway. So when it actually works, it's kind of like a bonus, you know?
How long did it take you to make?
It's been ongoing for about a year now. But I think that's more due to like money, affording it. I think like in total, the outfit I'm wearing tonight, it's cost me about 160 quid just in cable ties.
Really?
Yeah, because I think there's about 10,000 on there.
Sounds like you need to get into the Guinness World Record book.
I reckon there's probably someone done it. More. I don't know actually, I haven't googled it.
Did you count how many?
My Amazon order, Prime told me how many.
Oh, that's a good shout.
So, thanks for that.
So yeah, actually, if you use them all, you got exactly the right number.
Yeah, literally, I think it's in about 9,700.
9,000, Jesus.
700. That's like because it's chaps, a bodysuit, a mask. You know what I mean? Like the whole shebang.
What did your friends say when you were making it? Were they like, "What is it? What is it going to be?"
My housemates just look at me like I think they're used to it. You know what I mean? They just see it's not just cable ties, plastic bags. I go bin raiding all the time at like 2 o'clock in the morning for like umbrellas and stuff, stuff like that. Like literally 2 in the morning, I'll go to a building site and just take all the plastic off stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not spending money on it. I try and cut corners where I can.
So is that part of the aesthetic you're going for? Or?
I want to sit here and say I'm more liberal and I'm doing it for recycling, but I think I just generally like it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I prefer unconventional material then.
Yeah.
It's more of a challenge, like.
Inspired by any particular artist or drag artist, drag queen?
I try not to be inspired by, like, I think, you know, like, there's major ones that, like, Charity Case from London, he did 365 days, and that's kind of where I got mine from then. But I think from an aesthetic point of view, you don't really want to, I think your worst nightmare is having the same stuff as other people.
Yeah.
And looking like everyone else. And I think especially when you're not, like, a performing queen, like, if you just solely look based, you cannot turn up in a new look £25 dress, girl, you know what I mean? It's got to be a little bit more than that.
Just got to have that extra focus in your look.
Yeah. I think the kind of alternative drag is a bit bigger in America than it is kind of here. I think we're still more on a classic kind of level, if that makes sense.
So, what would you say made you get into drag?
When I first moved to Cardiff when I was like 21, my ex was really good friends with a drag queen, and she asked me to do a couple of wigs for her, and I would try on the wigs in my house like I was Miss Thing. Did that for like 3 years, and then I thought, fuck it, I can do this shit.
You thought you'd give it a go?
Yeah, like I think people have dictated to me my whole life, like, I want my wig to look like this, I want my hair to look like this, so it was nice to do something that I wanted to do and not let my own creativity out anyway.
Not be constrained to what they want.
Yeah, like being a hairdresser as well, like people dictate to you what they want, 7 times a day. I didn't want to like come home and then after, you know what I mean, like...
You wanted to give it a go yourself?
Yeah, and like try things rather than it just be like, no, this is what you're having, this is what I'm doing.
How long would you say you've been doing it for now then?
I'm hitting the 3-year mark now in May. It'll be every 3 years in May now.
Do you think your look has changed from when you started to now?
I think it like naturally has got better, but I think I've always been like a bit of a crafty queen, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
My goal in drag is not to look like a woman or to look pretty. It's kind of to be creative and nothing else.
I think some of your looks are really wild. Is that kind of
Other people
shock and impact you're going for, or?
To me, like, I suppose because I now live in this world of colour and cable ties and trash, basically. To me, it's normal. But I get to other people, it's probably like absolutely batshit crazy.
That brings me on to what is one of the best comments you've had, do you think, and you've really thought, this is what I do this for?
There's two. The one is one of my clients, her son wanted to start wearing makeup and he was about 6 or 7, and she would use me as a reference point to her kids, so like, heartfelt point of view, like that kind of hit me. But and on the other side of it is when you get a straight guy grabbing your ass in pop world and then you turn around and he looks at you and goes that kind of makes my life more than terrorising the breeders is what I'm good at.
So that brings me on to another question. Have you ever copped off with a straight guy who's mistaken you for a real woman?
There's no mistaking this for a real woman, for a start. I am a very suspicious looking woman. I think I have been with straight guys that, but not that I don't think they ever thought I was a woman by any stretch of the imagination. I like everything, like my pads, down to my hair, down to the outfits, all of it extreme. So it's not like I'm ever passable, even though they don't like that word anymore. But
and what would you say has been one of the worst comments you've got?
I don't know. I get a lot of hate online from like Christians, people in Africa. I get a lot of like trolled online, but I don't let it bother me. I think like as gay people, as queer people, not as gay people, like we face that every day of our lives growing up. So to be at 30 years old and have somebody say that to me.
Nice keyboard warrior.
Yeah, like come and say it to my face. That's how I kind of feel about it,
Do you feel more comfortable and confident in drag?
Before I did drag, I was a pretty confident boy. I would wear hardly anything and dye my hair green and I didn't really care. So when I started doing drag, if anything, it kind of lowered my confidence because it's like starting again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Drag world is quite bitchy and people are always going to read you. And I think because Drag Race is such a big thing, people think that they can dissect your drag as well. Yeah. Because people on TV do it, and so probably not. No.
I guess that's that thing with the RuPaul. It's very critical sometimes, and I guess people who don't really experience drag or have no sort of concept of doing it can always sort of pipe in and have a few comments that they really, sometimes. If you're in a place where you've done it and you've got the experience or you've got a career in drag or whatever, then you can you can comment like that, but somebody that's just watched the programme or watched every season of RuPaul Drag Race, you know.
Yeah, no. And that's what it is. They sat at home going, yeah, that outfit looks shit. That hair looks shit. You try it, girl, and then come for us. You know what I mean?
I think
it's a lot harder than it looks. It looks really easy just to chuck a little bit of makeup on and put a dress on, but there's a fuck lot more to it than that.
Yeah, it's all a preparation time, like, you know, especially, you know, for yourself who does the hair and the costume and everything. And
that's what especially like people that spend so much time making costumes, then to just be read down by somebody who has no fucking clue about drag or anything like that. But then at the same time, you can't let it bother you. You know what I mean? Like, it's somebody's opinion at the end of the day, and it doesn't change anything. I don't think it does anyway.
Would you say you have a kind of drag persona when you get on stage? Or is it, you know, similar? You say you're very confident. Is it similar to how you generally are, or do you put on a persona?
It's really weird. Like, I put lashes and heels on and I turn into more of a bloke. I don't know. I get a bit more Welsh and a bit more blokey. I don't.
Is that the old school Welsh queens, like a little bit rowdy, perhaps?
I don't know, I could get a bit more chavvy, I feel like. You know what I mean? I speak quite camp when I'm not. I speak quite camp anyway, but when I put the drag on, I'm a bit like that. I turn into an old fishwife, I think, is what happens. Rather than anything else. No, like I said, like, I don't. You said earlier about being confident in, like, drag, like, it didn't, like, putting a wig and a dress on doesn't change who I am and make me confident, if that makes sense. It just lets me express who I actually really am than anything else.
Has a guy ever asked when in the middle of something to keep it all on?
Yeah. And it's a bit hard, love. And bitch, those tights are expensive. You are not ripping those tights. Do you know what I mean? I wear 6 pairs of tights. Each pair of tights is about 30 quid. Jesus. So if you rip my tights, bitch, I'll rip your fucking hairline off. You know what I mean? No. I'd be fuming.
Why the 6 pair of tights? Like, I'm a bit ignorant to this, really.
It depends if you wear pads or not. Like, 'cause I wear pads, so it's like you need the pads to kind of hold the tights to hold the pads down.
Okay.
Plus, you don't need as much duct tape then, if you get my drift.
Okay. Oh right. Okay.
You can, like, you know,
just
save on the duct tape.
Okay. So does tucking hurt?
There's a bit of shit in the woods. Damn fucking right it hurts.
And what is a meaty tuck?
I think women have it camel toe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just like if someone's got, like, if a man, drag queen's got a camel toe, that's a good meaty tuck.
Meaty tuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends on how you tuck. There's more than one way.
There's more than
one way to skin a cat. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, some people do origami with it, girl. You know.
I love a good tuck.
I'm really bad at it.
When did you start showing everybody what you were doing, or your drag and stuff? Did it start on sort of social media?
Yeah, I've always been an Instagram queen. I think, and that's because I've lived in rural villages that don't have a gay scene, so I kind of have to. You know what I mean? Like, social media is my only kind of platform, but, like, I've moved to the city now, so I want to become more of a, you know what I mean, more of a performance-based queen then. But no, Instagram's where I started. Did
you get the idea of the 365-day concept from Instagram? Or?
Yeah, I think a Drag Race girl did it first.
Okay.
And then a massive London drag queen did it. And I soon followed behind, if you know what I mean.
And how was that? How was the story of your 365 days? That's pretty intense for a new look every single day.
I tried to, like, see it as a learning experience and not take it too seriously. Like, I think once you've done drag for like 2 years, you kind of get to the stage where you're like, I only wear blonde hair, I only wear this dress, and I only do this. I kind of wanted to make sure that I tried everything, gave everything a good bash, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was more of a learning experience than anything else.
Just
I think now I try and take it a little bit more seriously and do things in my wheelhouse, if you know what I mean.
Just have a different repertoire of different looks under your belt that you can just pull out at any time.
I try and do that now still. Go between two different looks really. I either go for kind of like crazy or it's kind of quite feminine. I think I'm not really fussed on the feminine looks either. I just think I do it because it's a task. Do you know what I mean? Like it's really hard to feminize yourself, especially when you've got a brick of a face like mine.
So your nan gets involved in some of it, doesn't she?
Like, I take wigs home and I take dresses home and it's like, yeah, can you sew the hem for me? But like I haven't actually said to her like, I do drag. I am a drag queen, you know what I mean? But she's in her 80s, I'm not gonna sit there and...
Do you think she's figured it out, or...?
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm asking her to do dresses for me and wigs and stuff. She knew I did like wigs for drag queens and stuff like that. So now I'm taking her dresses and my own stuff. I hope she's putting 2 and 2 together anyway. Saves me a conversation.
So if I was to ask you who your top 3 drag queens or top 3 inspirations, who are they?
If we were like, I don't know, there's like the drag race category and then the local category.
Okay, let's do a top 3 drag, top 3 local.
Okay. I'd say personality, I'd go for Adore Delano. Look wise, I'd pick Violet Chachki, and performer, I'd probably pick Alaska.
Yeah.
Then as well, yeah.
What about some of the UK ones?
I would say Pixie Perez. She's so funny. Jolene Dover, just because she's my OG from the start. And Miss Kitty. I'm sorry, they're all Welsh, but we stick with our own.
Welsh contingency.
I couldn't say anyone else. I'm sorry. They're gonna have to be Welsh on that front. You know what I mean? Repping for the people.